Fantastic, well done, you're doing exceptionally well. Okay, so here we've reached the application section in the closing module. So we want to explore a couple of things. So the first thing that I want to ask you is, we want to get a deeper understanding around, or should I rather say, you need to get a really deep understanding around what is it that your product does for your customers. So this is where we want to have that conversation around what's in it for your customers. And we want to apply that so what test to actually say, we don't want to dump features in front of our customers, or should I really be vulgar and go, we don't want to vomit features. We want to connect what our customers' needs, values and expectations are to what our value proposition is. In other words, what is it that we can do to help our customers to positively transform their businesses? In other words, we're not just another widget, we're not just another product where price becomes an issue. What we are is, we are an organization that is going to add significant value. We're an organization that comes with a differential advantage. So whatever we're going to do for your company, we're going to do it better, we're going to do it smarter, we're going to do it faster, we're going to save you money, we're going to optimize your bottom line. So we're going to do things better for your organization. And you need to know what that better is. The second thing I want to ask you is you need to go and you need to really re-examine who is your tribe. Because once you are crystal clear on who your perfect customer is, so let's just rewind a sec and remember what we did. We looked at your top 5 customers and we said, what is it from a demographic and psychographic perspective that we absolutely love about our top 5 customers? Using that as a baseline, we identify a tribe. So what that effectively gives us is, it gives us a way to very, very easily identify, should I rather say, the wrong prospects, because remember, it takes as long to prospect the wrong future customer as it does the right one. So what we're wanting to do is, we're wanting to create a system that is going to help us to eliminate, or should I say very quickly eliminate the wrong prospects and help us identify our perfect prospects. The next thing we want to talk about is, it's great just getting out there and picking a nice big hairy audacious customer that you're wanting to close, but ultimately it's not just about identifying the customer, it's about creating an effective plan that is going to help us to move this sale, or should I rather say, move this deal through our sales pipeline until we close. And when I say close, what I really mean is until we get the sale to a point that we are completely integrated into our customer's business, where we've actually become an additional resource to them. The next thing we want to do is we know that not one single customer, or should I rather say, not one single business has ever bought one of your products or services. It's people at those organizations that make buying decisions. And it's for that reason that we don't need to just get a deep understanding of what our product can do for the organization, but we also need to invest some time to get to know the people, because people love to buy from people just like them. And so the more you can get a deep understanding around what kind of personality type do you like dealing with, decision-making process, what kind of thinking style is easiest for you to work with. And then we need to look at the bigger picture, and we need to say, okay, so what other characteristics about the individual makes closing sales really easy for you? Because ultimately, what we're wanting to do is, we're wanting to only work with people and organizations that we love working with. People and organizations that we can easily relate to. Finally, or not finally, but the next thing we want to do is, we want to get an idea around where do the decision makers and influencers hang out. Because when you can find out what associations, organizations, networking event, places where these people hang out, connecting with them becomes really easy, because there's no gatekeepers. It's a simple connection, a simple engagement, a simple way of connecting with the right people, and it makes doing that so much easier. So try and find out where they hang out, because if you can find out where the decision makers and the influencers hang out, and you can go and hang out in the same place, it just makes closing sales so much easier. It removes the need to even get past gatekeepers. The next thing you want to think about is every single call must have a purpose. And if it has a purpose, it should also have an agenda. So prepare an agenda which clearly outlines exactly what you want to achieve at each meeting. And even, at worst, keep the agenda for yourself. But you can also send that agenda, because by sending an agenda, what you're really doing is you're showing your customer that you value their most valuable possession, namely their time. You also want to know, before you go to any meeting, you want to be crystal clear on what is the reason. Let's say I don't manage to close at that meeting. What is the reason or the purpose for my next meeting going to be? So I know my sales process, right? So my sales process is pretty simple. It's discovery meeting, first proposal meeting, and at the first proposal meeting, I'm already prepared, because I want my customer to attend a complimentary mindstorming session. So I already have dates prepared, and before I leave the first proposal meeting, we've already arranged the mindstorming session. We then conduct the mindstorming session, and after the mindstorming session, I already have made a meeting to deliver my second proposal. If by some strange circumstances I don't manage to close at the second proposal meeting, which I generally do, but let's say I don't, I have another reason. The next reason is I invite them to come to our offices, to our conference center, where we run an out-of-office sales meeting, where I present a 1-hour motivational talk. So I'm constantly remaining connected, and let's say by some stretch of imagination I still don't manage to close that deal at the out-of-office sales meeting. The next thing that I do is, at that meeting, I already arranged to run our online assessment process. We will look at those 8 behavioral characteristics related to their salespeople, and I arrange another meeting to go and deliver, or should I rather say explain to the salespeople exactly how they create, and actually from the document that they get, they're actually able to either be coached by their leadership or do self-coaching. I also want to know, what is your plan? Because at each stage, as we're going down our sales funnel, at each stage, as you know, sales sometimes stall. So what is your plan? What are you planning to do to add value at every single stage? What are you planning to do to increase the velocity of the sale? What are you planning to do if a sale actually does stagnate at a specific place? What is your plan? And once you've got all of this together, you need to create a similar plan for each big, hairy, audacious customer. Because when you do that, closing sales becomes simple. The only hard part is the work, is interpreting your plan and actually putting your plan into practice. Otherwise, closing sales becomes simple. And remember, those big, hairy, audacious customers are worth the effort.